What is going on, family? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing well. Hope you feel better about yourself after Powell dropped the bomb yesterday. But in today's video, we want to talk about DePIN. We want to look at some on-chain analysis of your favorite cryptocurrencies. And in doing so, I want to give you some of my own personal opinions on how to tackle this sector, which is arguably one of the best use cases for decentralized crypto. Decentralized physical infrastructure, guys. So the use case is checked. This has never actually been it's never ran like it should, right? It's never ran as hard as AI. It never had a sustained, 3 months of DePIN or whatever. I do believe there are super great lines between DePIN and AI. The thinking should be very much similar, because a lot of them utilize AI in the back end anyway. So it's going to be quite interesting to look at this video, but I'm going to give you some incredible insight, possibly which you've never seen before, using the token god mode of Nansen.ai. So let's say, for example, guys, your favorite project in DePIN is Render. Render is at a $2 billion market cap. So my thinking is, when I'm doing this as an investor. I want to be able to balance between risk and reward. So some of the categories I use is market cap. How strong is the market cap? What is the volume saying? What's marketing doing? What are the tokenomics? How many chains are they on? How many exchanges and what type of exchanges? How many holders? And what is the tech stack or the offer that they have for me? These are just basic questions that will allow you to honestly shop a lot better when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you do remove the emotional aspect of it. So in this case, Render, from volume to market cap to holders, gets a check. However, Render is awful at centralization. So it's highly, so let's put this here. Let's add a row here and let's put centralized. Let's put this as a category, because you deserve to see this. And the absolute worst aspect of it is that it is highly centralized. Now, is that detrimental to you? Right? Is that detrimental to you? And we're going to find out. So let's go over to Nansen.ai. As this entire sector, like I said, is 19.5 billion. But if we go to Nansen.ai, you know what? Let's start with Aethir. So Aethir's main problem has been inflation. Vesting has killed this project to the point where what you're seeing is volume here, 9 million minus in the last 24 hours. And of course, in the last 7 days, Aethir vesting, right? You're seeing the vesting P&L is up $4.28 million in the last 90 days. No one's making money from this, but yet the vesting P&L is over $4.28 million. The checker notes are spitting out tokens, and this is why they've had big push from public figures. The public figures, i.e. your favorite influencers, have all been dumping heavily as of the 9th of August. You can see that. I'm not making this up, guys. This information is really valuable. I don't even understand why you don't follow me or share my content, because no one's actually giving you this. Same influencer is telling you on the 9th to buy Aethir, but look at the dumpage, right? Distribution score for Aethir is 93% of the supply is held by the top 100, guys. That is ugly. And that is a project that I hold, that I've been praying to do 10x, but without having the on-chain intelligence, very difficult to make money in this space. Is it still an option? Let's have a look. Let's go to our scoreboard. What is the market cap of Aethir? Well, Aethir now sits at $400 million. And what is the volume? Let's have a look at the volume. Trading volume, 47 million, 400 million. So let's go to our plot. And let's give them, okay, market cap to volume. I can see that as okay, right? On chain, they've got like 1.4 million, and on-chain market cap is not that great. Are they good marketers? Yeah, because they've given all these public wallets, right, a lot of tokens. And because they've given all these public wallets, all these tokens, they've been selling like soon as they came available on their vesting. And you know what? Big up the public influencers who are talking about this. But now as their balance decreases, is the inflation subsiding? Are we still expecting more inflation from Aethir? Possibly going into the winter months. That's why it was so crucial for this to absolutely have a pump, right? And it could do I don't know, it could do $1. But October has a huge unlock. November as well. So this is what we need to be careful about. So in terms of the tokenomics, they get a big fat cross, right? Shit tokenomics has always been shit. Exchanges, I'd give them a thumbs up, right? Now, the reason why I'm giving them the thumbs up on the exchanges is because they don't have the big exchanges to come, right? It's an area of bullishness. You know, if they put this on Binance or Coinbase or Uphold or Kraken or whatever, I can see price appreciating heavy. Now, in terms of holders, let's go straight on chain. And let's look at, first of all, let's look at DEX here. Let's have a look at the holders. So we can see here, okay, 40,000 holders. So I think they could do more. And let's just be fair here, because what we want to do is also go to Etherscan to try and sometimes the information has to be collated. Yeah, 50,000, several different maybe chains. But what we've got is the 51,000. Now, 51,000 holders for a $400 million, 1.4 billion fully diluted. It's not really that much, if I'm being honest, right? So holders could grow. You know what? It's an area of growth, right? So let's just give them enough holders, cross 100,000, then they'll get a full check. Now, technology, tech has always been great, okay? The offer has also been exceptional. Aethir, you know, the big projects use Aethir. Aethir is, and you can see this, by the way, I'm being absolutely fair because I do hold this as a personal investment, right? You know, I'm not trying to FUD it, but I need to give it to you exactly how it is. Powerful GPUs to compute, top, probably the best NVIDIA grade, what do you call GPUs? Become a GPU provider. Technology, you know, I'm not too worried about their technology, so they get a big fat tick on that. Is it centralized? Yes, it is highly centralized. And because of that, they are going to get a big X on that. So if you look at this, we have two tokenomics, centralization. We have fundamental plays, areas where they could do well. They could have tier 1 listings. So not a check yet, and the holders could grow. Now, considering this is the star, Render ticks all of these boxes except centralization. What about Arweave? Okay, so let's turn our attention to a project. And Sam Williams, big up Sam Williams for being one of the best leaders in crypto, in my opinion. But this is a similar price to Aethir, $7.21. Had a brilliant run, came back down, had a second go, and could we get a third wave? Now, of course, first thing we look at market cap, trading volume, of course, circulating supply tokenomics. So what we need to do is go back to Aethir, and we need to give Aethir a check. For me, market cap is mature, volume to market cap is good, of course. And then what we have here is marketing. Now, Aethir's tokenomics, let's give them, it's a layer 1, so it's its own chain. I'm going to give them exchanges as well. This is on Binance. This is on all of the big players. The next one I'm going to score for them is the tech. Arweave's own permaweb is revolutionary. And when you consider AO as well, that is really, really good. Now I've left a couple of blank here, centralized marketing. Now I do believe that the way they market is different from the others. And you can go and watch Sam. Okay, so I'm going to give them a thumbs up here, because there is, if Arweave all of a sudden start pushing things, I think this will be a check. But for now, actually, you know what? For now, let's give them an X on marketing, because he's explicitly said, we're building the tech. We don't give a shit basically about misleading people. And that is noble. But we know one thing in crypto, we need to, regardless of how good your technology is, we need to be able to still market the thing. So you can use, you can build, you can discover crazy, crazy stuff. You know, you've got your own page on the permaweb. I've talked about it. There's a video on the channel. Look into that. But in the interest of this video, we are going to go straight into Nansen and look at token God mode. And guys, it doesn't matter if you hold this project. So, you know, emotional aside, this is, it may not come up on here. We've, right. So, nah, it won't come up on here because it's, the chain doesn't get picked up, but it is sufficiently decentralized. Okay. That's Arweave. Like literally it is sufficiently decentralized. Now, in terms of price targets, I do believe this gets over $100. Once again, all-time low, 29 cents, all-time high, nearly $90. Of course, in terms of marketing, like I said, they are doing things, but they don't do it conventionally, if that makes sense. You know, this is a very much self-respecting, self-respecting chain. And the search for Arweave obviously has been going up as of late and interest over time. But all they have to do is just go to a big marketing agency and it is all over. They think it's all over. It is now, because you have 61 million out of 65. Sorry, you have 65 million out of 65, 100% circulation, guys. It says max supply, but this is what we're rolling with. So this is, for me, if I was buying a blue chip, if I was looking for the next 10x, I would definitely say Arweave, in terms of all of these, actually scores very, very highly, with the exception of marketing. Now let's move to Walrus. Okay, I do hold, by the way, some of these cryptocurrencies that I'm talking about. I do hold them. So recently Walrus was announced to have a grayscale trust, and the market cap here is $600 million. The trading volume is only $43 million. This is more essential to the SUI progress than it is to just being a direct investment, you know, out there, because the technology that they're providing to SUI is absolutely incredible. I was reading a piece yesterday on how Walrus is going to make SUI incredibly faster than what it already was. You know, data availability, data execution, use of data. And they've got a grayscale trust, Walrus and DBook. So from this aspect, I love the website. I love the team. I think this is absolutely a very, very much a SUI leader in the future. Now, can we make money from it? And can we look at all of the different things to make that decision? Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is token God mode. So we come back here, guys, and we check, let's see, Walrus. Some of the SUI oracles don't get picked up by Nansen, but I can tell you right now, if it's not on Nansen, let's see, let's go to the SUI scan. So market cap, fully diluted, is 2 billion. It's already big. Trading volume for a $600 million market cap is low, in my opinion. And let's see if we can actually pick up some more data with the SUI Explorer, guys. And holders is broken the 100K barrier, so 123,000. And of course, it is something that will be able to grow, like I said, with this SUI network. If you haven't read that article, go check their socials because it's pretty good. So let's give this bad boy a score. I understand there's a lot more to get through. Maybe we'll do some more videos on this. Market cap for me it's just a little bit too big, right? The volume, not so great. Marketing is top tier. I know this project inside out. Tokenomics, I mean, look, at the end of the day, fully diluted is 2 billion. I think for me, it gets an X in the tokenomics, right? Nobody can argue with that. There's dilution there. Chain, it's its own chain in, it can go multi-chain, but this is a SUI specific project. Exchanges, top tier exchanges. Holders, we've just checked the holders. The tech is absolutely magnificent. And if it's centralized or not, I'll have to do on-chain analysis when the oracles are updated on the Nansen profiler. Okay, let's move over to Grass. By the way, for me, Walrus can potentially can do like a 7x or 10x maximum. Grass had one of the best launches ever in crypto. Grass's chart, regardless of the downtrend slope that you see here, has been one of the best. Their market cap is only $247 million. Trading volume for that is a whopping $62 million. Unfortunately, because of the airdrop, the tokenomics are horrendous. So where my main concern with Grass is Grass centralized? How centralized is it? And are we going to find this incredibly ugly? Let me just close these other. Let's close that as well. Let's close this. Let's get rid of Walrus. So Grass, guys, Grass, it's a DePIN project. I mean, I've been mining it. I had a nice airdrop to it. The entire community was mining it. But I do believe Grass is just one of these projects that was just done so well. But let's have a look at this for the first time. So we've got the contract address. We go to the token god mode and boom, we are in the Grass overview. Now, of course, in terms of some metrics, you can see here, holder count is down slightly. Nothing too concerning. Liquidity is good. And again, these are DEX metrics. DEX volume is just, they're very tiny, but it is there. Majority of it is coming from, it's coming basically from the market makers, right? Distribution score is 94%. So it's highly centralized, right? Held by the top 100. That is incredible. Smart money is slightly down. Public figures will suggest it's starting to move back in a little bit. Whales have completely dumped. Now let's see the balance over time. And you can see here, balance is growing and growing and growing and growing. So it would assume to me that the top 100 balances have gone slightly more. Highly centralized. Public figures, they are probably going to start marketing. And of course, balance has not been dumped on what's available. So we can accurately score this as of now in terms of the how good it is or not. So Grass's market cap is perfect, has room to grow. The volume is fantastic for the market cap. The marketing, at the moment, I haven't seen since the launch. So what I will say is they're yet to pick up, but I did see that their public wallet balance is going up, meaning that something is going on with the, KOLs and stuff like that. So on Solana, very healthy chain, very good exchanges. Holders, did we check holders, guys? Let's have a look at holders, Soul Scan. Let's see. 300,000 holders. Holy crap, that is excellent. Excellent stuff. So let's give them good holders. Very good tech because I mine it. And now let's give them the Fat X, which is highly centralized, right? A lot of these, oh my days, are highly centralized. With Walrus, I'm not going to say it's highly centralized because we didn't see the data as of yet. Okay. Now, one of your favorites, IONET. Now, the thing with IONET, just like Aethir, right, is it's got some advantages. IO.net has some advantages and some obvious disadvantages. The advantage number one is it is probably the one that shouted the loudest. They've got very good GPUs. And of course, their market cap is probably the smallest out of all of these. Now, if you look at IONET, let's take this on chain, guys. So I can already see trading volume is healthy. Exchanges are good. And the price is way below $2. It's on Binance. What can we see that you can't see normally? I will check this. IONET. Okay, I love to just go straight to the holders because everything else looks absolutely crap. So the great thing is top 100 balances have not significantly dumped. You can see here that it is grown by 3.5%. Balances are up while the prices is down. Very, very good sign that the token is absolutely being held, at least for now, because of where the price is. Now, well, money is moving back in. 3.4 million tokens have been bought, up 7%. Public figures, which will suggest that these are verified influencers. They're going to start shilling this very soon. Of course, the top balances are up. And you can see here, Token Millionaire, Binance Deposit. 7 days ago, this guy's been clipping. So some of course, some people have sold. And that is a buy, bid, sell order here of shit. Ridiculous. So look, let's go by the pure. There was a bit of FUD in the early days, but I do just genuinely believe that these guys are getting on with it, regardless of what people think of the founder. So on the basis of that, we have seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. What is the centralization score here? And I believe it's in the 80s. Is it 75,000 holders, 83% of the supply held by the top 100. Now, this is a recurring theme of these projects. So market cap is fantastic because it's small enough with a great volume. Their marketing, something seems to be happening with their marketing because I can see public wallets are now starting to engage a little bit more. In terms of chain, Solana chain is lovely. Of course, the tokenomics is not great, hence the reason why the project has done what it's done. So there is actually circulating, compared to circulating and what's out there, it is a, let's have a look at the tokenomics again. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, so total supply, circulating supply. So tokenomics are not the greatest, but it is coming up there. So chain exchanges, they get a big fat tick. They're on some great exchanges. So let's give them exchanges. Holders, 75. I would say that could grow. That could definitely grow. In terms of technology, they've actually got NVIDIA GPUs. I don't have any issues with their tech. And it is highly centralized. So it is actually, in terms of risk to reward, it is decent. It is absolutely decent. I'm not going to lie. It's tokenomics aside, if they catch a bid on Binance, this could actually do very well on the basis of their low market cap. You know, to get to $1 billion, you're looking at a 10x. But be mindful of that information. Next bad boy is probably the layer one of this cycle when it comes to DePIN. Has done nothing, and I have looked at this for the community before, but I wanted to add it to the competition here. And this suffers from what we've seen so far in terms of centralization. Now, Peaq is $72 million in terms of market cap. Okay, it is one of the best DePIN projects to come out with such hype. This was like hyped as incredible, the killer. This is the one. However, the price has not lived up to the promise. Now it's on two chains, it's on BNB and its own native chain. So the data is not fully available with the oracles on Nansen.ai. But what we can see visually is quite simple. What we have is a distribution score, which is better than all of the others, 13%, which is centralized, but highly improving. Top 100 hold 27% of the entire tokens. However, the top 100 has also sold 36% of their tokens in the last 30 days. Yeah, that's right. Top 100 balances over the last 30 days, 90 days have been absolutely ripped. Now, what you're seeing here, this began on July 25th. Token price was at its highest, right? And then kapow, and that stays down. Token price goes up. They're already getting rid of balances. Now, of course, it doesn't track wells and stuff like that for Peaq. However, what is absolutely astonishing is when you look at the Peaq scanner, the subscan, they claim to have 2 million holders. Now there's about 2,600 on BNB, but look at this. If this is verified, this is nuts, right? So Peaq right now is a fantastic isometric bet as a layer one, with the fully dilution being 280 million, so still sub 500. Trading volume very low, of course, and circulating supply compared to the tokenomics is horrible. So let's go give these bad boys some grading. Peaq's market cap to the upside is great. However, Peaq's volume is incredibly low, right? Volume is shit. Marketing was good. I give them marketing, but it can improve because their marketing stopped. You can see KOLs have been dumping. Their tokenomics is shit, right? Poo-poo. They are on BNB and their own native layer one. Exchanges, Peaq exchanges can absolutely be a catalyst. So that's gonna like add to, and I'll show you what I mean, you know, guys, you know, I appreciate, by the way, it is longer video because I'm doing this to make sure you guys have the best information out there in crypto, guys. But you could see, I don't see a Binance, I don't see a Coinbase, I don't see a Kraken, right? So there, I would say that is gonna be, at the moment, shit exchanges. They get madness for holders. I love their tech. You know, they got all of these things on the website, power, wind, friggin' hell, like Mercedes, futuristic cars. I mean, their website alone is enough to win an award. So they do get a decent tick up there in terms of the score. And then centralization, probably the best we looked at so far. You would agree it is slightly more decentralized than the rest of them. Now, one of the absolute bangers that I gave the crypto community, my own VIP group, sub 10 million, and I've been holding this now for nearly 2 years, is Geodnet. Now, what is Geodnet? This is in the field of precision mapping. This is an absolute gem in the grayscale, project list. They could potentially get any grayscale ETF, and it's tiny. It's $49 million market cap. Now, this is their all-time chart. Wouldn't you agree this chart is incredibly sexy? I think you would. Now, Geodnet, since it came out, initially, because it's on Polygon, right, it didn't really, if they built on Solana, I think this project would, and you never know, they may actually end up moving into Solana. But let's have a look at their, let's have a look at the holders. Let's have a look at the smart money. Let's see what's going on here. 90% is held by the top 100. Now, I know they have to pay a lot in terms of their geo positioning. So there's a lot of internal rewards, and fresh wallets are not buying this. Now, in terms of this is highly centralized, and I know the reason why they're highly centralized, because they have to be doing a lot of rewards. So centralization or decentralized, it is highly centralized. So it doesn't get any scores for decentralization, right? Perhaps we should call this a bit misleading, you know, decentralized, right? In terms of the market cap, $49 million, I think there's a huge upside. In terms of volume, get off Polygon, go on to friggin' Solana, and you will do incredible things. I do genuinely believe. Marketing is at the moment not visible. I'm the only person who talks about this. Tokenomics are decent, despite the fact that their tokenomics seem to have a lot of rewards. They're not bad at all. They do get an X on chain because they are on one of the shittiest chains out there. Exchanges, they don't have big exchanges at all, but I do believe that is a positive, because if they list on a big exchange, we could see crazy stuff. But just like Peaq at the moment, we'll give them an X, because until it's there, or until they're working on it, like Aethir, possibly on Binance, then we have to give them an X on that. In terms of the tech, their tech is second to none. This is something that Google can't even achieve. And then in terms of the holders, we'll have to look up Polyscan, but let's go to the token god mode and see the number of holders. 10,000 holders. I do believe the project has a massive scope to grow, but for now, it is very low holders. That's why you're early. That's why I'm doing this video. And of course, is it centralized? Yes, it's centralized. So decentralization score is low, but I know why they're doing it, and they're doing it out of a very good reason. Okay, the last two I'm gonna do very quickly, guys. So the first one is IOTA. IOTA is also in multiple different narratives. IOTA is going to be very important, and it is in the DePIN category as well, guys. Why is IOTA important? Why are you all of a sudden adding this to the DePIN list? The reason is this is an ISO compliant 20022. Now you can see IOTA's price over the years has done nothing, but look at the fully diluted, look at the tokenomics, trading volume, and of course, look at the exchanges it's on, right? So why is IOTA all of a sudden appearing in this list, DXB? Explain to us. Because everybody and their dog wants to go and find a low cap gem and do 100x on it. Guys, you're gonna get burnt, right? This gives you two narratives. One, it's in the DePIN narrative. Two, it is also in the narrative for the ISO compliant, and this is the build to make difference. IOTA have actually, they're in the Move programming language with Sui and Aptos. Okay, so stack to power the world, integration stack is incredible. IOTA's mainnet, you've got the EVM layer 2, you've got identity, tokenization, wallets. Guys, this is big stuff. The big money will come for this, right? World Economic Forum, blah, 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 international trade agreements, lighthouse projects, you name it, they are at the thick of it. So what's IOTA? So that is exactly what IOTA is, a behemoth in the world. And I can tell you right now, this is going to pump to about maybe 5-10x pretty quickly. So volume to market cap to exchanges, this is going to score incredibly high, in my opinion. Their marketing has come leaps and bounds. Their tokenomics are some of the best. They've just literally went on to the Sui chain as well in the Move, sorry, not Sui, Move programming language. They're on top tier exchanges. They're in the DePIN narrative. Their tech is incredible. And of course, decentralized or centralized, I'd have to go back to token god mode to get a reading of this. But do not ignore this, guys. It is multi-narrative. Let's see if IOTA comes up. Yes, it does. What are we looking at? Distribution score. IOTA, 59%, right? It is decentralized, guys. Top 100. Actually, no, sorry. It is centralized. Top 100 hold 59%. but better than some of these 80-90% tokens that we have been looking. So again, decentralization seems to be an issue across the board, and for this I will put an X on decentralization, but not the worst that I've seen. Finally, guys, let's go straight to PinLink and I'll finish this video. So a lot of people are saying PinLink is going to do 1000x, and every influencer will absolutely convince you that PinLink is the only cryptocurrency you need to have. I hold PinLink. I did a buy alert for PinLink under $10 million. Community, we killed it. But PinLink is what? Let's have a look. Fractionalizing Bitcoin as an RWA AI project. But do the metrics match? Because your favorite influencer is going to tell you that this is going to absolutely balloon. And you can see Alex Becker has been killing the chart. Prices come down, balances go up. Excellent. Smart money floods in. 17% because people are tracking Becker's wallet. Excellent for the token, right? Holders. Top 100 holders are up significantly. Distribution score is 16, better than some of the others. Top 100 hold 58% of the supply, so that makes it centralized, right? And you'd expect that. But of course, when you see, like you can see here, the holder balance, let's go, so you got Bitmine, sorry. You've got Trader here. Let's see who these are. LFT Capital, so you've got some capital investment in there. Let's go to the public figures. It should really be living in Becker's wallet here, right? So we know the overall distribution of the token is still very, very centralized. I'm glad you know that, because once you know that, then you can act accordingly to take profits. Okay. So there you go. So balances have been going up. People have been holding. Smart money has been buying. And of course, I don't have an issue when the balance continues to go up, irrespective of the price, right? The gray line is the price. The balance is the yellow line. So let's grade this. In terms of market cap, it is very tiny. I think the market cap is very, very, at a very nice point. In terms of the volume, what are we looking at? 56 million to volume of 2 million. I think by now it should be attracting more, but that's okay. It's up 5% today in the past 24 hours. And of course, that is always a good sign. Now, if you look at this, 56 million in terms of market cap, did really well, and then they clipped it. So right now, it's a good place, very high risk, very high reward. Like I said, I hold it. So in terms of the overall Etherscan holdings, let's just go with the volume will do well with a bigger exchange, right? Volume will do well with better exchange. I think they'll get the listing as well. Marketing, absolutely top dogs. They're in bed with Alex Becker, and he holds a significant amount. Tokenomics, fully diluted. Chains, it's on ETH, I believe. And of course, the holders are now significantly better than they were like, a few months ago. So 25,000, still way to go, in my opinion. That is a growth metric. Holders. That's a growth metric. In terms of exchanges, guys, it is on, last time is actually on the, just on DEX, but Mexi, Bing, yeah, it's on a few exchanges, decent exchanges, but that is going to be a growth potential for them to get exchange listings, but they're not on it right now. In terms of the tech, even though I haven't really used it, I do believe fractionalizing Bitcoin mining in DePIN, RWA, this is absolutely going across the different narratives. Centralization, 58%. Well, ideally you want 30% or lower, but 58%, I think this is still centralized. The big whales, your Alex Beckers, all of these people hold large amounts. So guys, there you have it, ladies and gents. This is an issue that most people don't realize is important. Now, what I would say is a lot of these, so your PinLinks, your Geodnets, these are going to be more risky. I believe I can even throw IONET into that, but they've got Binance, so they have a centralized exchange. Whether the money flows in there or not is something that is completely different. Now, what I would say is, if I had to rank these in terms of what the score is, Render is a no-brainer, because what Render is it gives you all of these check marks. But if I was going to put Render as a reference for checking out a lot of these, I do believe the most important project in DePIN is Arweave. I do believe Arweave can give you up to 10, maybe even 20x. Now, in terms of that, so if we say Arweave is a 10x play, right? We do 10x on Arweave. We can do 10x here potentially, but this one is, I have a big question mark on this, right? I do believe that the others, in terms of like Geodnet, if you take Geodnet and PinLink aside, and we give them fair assessment, we will probably say, I would probably go with a list like this. I would say, for my safety play, considering all of the things that we talked about, I would rank Arweave, because Arweave is fully diluted. Then what I personally hold right now is I do hold a bit of Peaq. Okay. I do hold Peaq. And I would say number 3, I'm thinking about introducing maybe IOTA to my portfolio at some point, because it's a bigger cap, but it does offer me the ISO narrative. And then I hold PinLink. I think PinLink can absolutely go ballistic with Becca backing. So this is maybe 20 times your money. Very, very straightforward. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. And of course, the video was longer, but I'm glad you stayed around and you learned something with me today. It's very important to check centralization of projects. Like I said,